It's Barrage the Farage. You've sent your questions in. Let me have my go at answering them. Louise asks me, do you think there is any way in which Putin can be held accountable for war crimes that have been committed in his name? Lots of talk about that. We saw this, of course, after the Balkan conflict, where leaders were held to account. Do you know what? I think all of that's premature, frankly. I think we've got to think about how we get out of the situation that we're in. And anything I can think, Will, is the only way that Putin stops is if he's brought down from within.
And that will be virtually impossible. We've got to remember he was the head of the KGB, or the FSB as it's now known.
Yeah.
He will have so much protection around him that I don't think we could ever see a coup taking place.
Unless those very close to him turned, and that's not going to happen in a hurry.
Yeah.
You never know, though. Fraser asks, do you think it's appropriate that Prince Harry's security, when he returns to the UK, be funded by the taxpayer? Now he's deserted the royal family. As I understand it, what Prince Harry wanted was police protection, and he was happy to put a contribution in towards it.
Yeah, that's how I understand it.
Yeah, is that unreasonable?
It is unreasonable. He can't do that. I mean, and to be honest, if he has a good private security company, and I might know of one, Nigel, possibly
a pitch, Harry. If you're watching Prince Harry, that was a pitch. Prince Harry won't be watching this programme, and certainly Meghan won't. I guarantee you that. Another asks, Chinese, Indian, Mexican, Italian, or good old fish and chips? Well, I love fish and chips if they're good. If fish and chips is good, it's fantastic. It's the best fast food of the lot. But, got to tell you, a bit partial to an Indian. Will, what about you?
You know, I'm the same as you. If it's a rotten fish and chips, forget it. Yeah. I mean, that can ruin a very good evening.
But if it's a good one?
I'd say I do like a good curry, but again, it's got to be a good curry.
Neil asks, with the world sanctioning Russia, could this be called World War III? Not yet. Not yet. An incursion into NATO territory could turn it into something approaching that. We pray that isn't going to happen. Andrew asks, given the situation in Ukraine, what additional measures would you take if you was Prime Minister, if I were Prime Minister? Look, I think we have... Quite interesting. I think Ben Wallace is coming out of this incredibly well, talking very logically. I thought that his thoughts about why we shouldn't implement a no-fly zone were actually very logical, very good. I have less confidence in the Foreign Secretary Liz Truss, but there we are. Perhaps she'll grow on me as Foreign Secretary. I doubt it. Look, I think providing aid, providing weapons, if they're going to make a real go of this in Kyiv, they're going to need an awful lot of equipment, aren't they?
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest challenges they've got right now, Nigel, is from what I'm hearing from my local assets, is that, cities are being cut off, main supply routes are being cut off. They're starving people in those enclaves which are now getting Russian control around them. This makes it very difficult for a resupply of weapons, munitions and everything else. So it's a challenge.
There's still a gap there. There's a 27-kilometre gap to the south of Kyiv at the moment. We've got to get some stuff in there as fast as we can.